Hi, welcome to the Data Miner Learning Center. In this video, we'll be covering how to build a list recipe. A list recipe is what Data Miner uses to extract data from lists, search results pages, tables, and grids. It's also the first step of performing a crawl. This tutorial will be broken up in two separate videos. This first video will cover the intro and the rows. The rows is a necessary step that tells Data Miner how to organize the data. The second video will cover the columns, which is what tells Data Miner what specific pieces of data to extract. We'll also cover the Easy Finder method and the Advanced Finder method. That said, let's go ahead and jump right in. We'll open up Data Miner and do a new recipe. We'll click the pencil icon. And the first step is to choose which type of recipe you wish to use. The list is chosen by default, so we're good there. The next tab is the Page tab. These are optional features that Data Miner can't perform on the page, such as scrolling and basic button clicks. These features do require a paid plan and are not necessary to build a recipe. We'll have separate tutorials for these options. The next tab is the fourth tab, the Scrape tab. The first thing we'll want to do is establish the rows. So I'll click the Easy Row Finder, and this will turn your mouse into a magic wand. And what you'll want to do is hover over your first piece of data. So in this case, we'll do the person's name, and then we'll hit 1 on your keyboard. The next step is to find the second instance of that same piece of data, meaning the second person's name. So we'll hover over that and hit 2. Great, we've now found the rows. You're looking for the red dotted line to wrap around every individual row. It's important to note that it has to be the same piece of data for the second row. This process will not work if you do the second piece of data for the same row. For example, here, you'll see that's only capturing the name. We want the entire row. Once the entire row is highlighted, we'll then click Confirm. Now we'll go ahead and do this with the Advanced Finder. If you're not seeing the Advanced Finder, click the gray Advanced Settings section and that will expand that portion. Next, we'll click the green Advanced Finder. And again, this will turn your mouse into a magic wand. And for this scenario, you want the highlighted to wrap around the entire row, not the person's name. Once you have the entire row selected, we'll hit Shift on your keyboard. This will then provide some suggested HTML selectors. You'll see classes, element tags, and sometimes IDs. These are parts of the HTML that Data Miner will then use to reference the data and know where to find it. This process will require a little bit of trial and error, but you can simply just click or check the options to identify different pieces of HTML. If your recipe is selecting too much, we'll then recommend trying the parent button. This will move up the HTML and give you more to work with. Great, that looks perfect. Now that we found the selector, we'll go ahead and click Confirm. The rows have now been established. The next step is to build the columns. We'll cover this in our second video. If you have any questions, please email us at support@dataminer.io. Thanks for watching.